Okay, so in front of us we have a MSI RTX 3070. This is the Gaming X Trio. So if you come across my video or my channel hoping to get your graphics card repaired by me or somebody like myself, I should note that I now have a repair request section in my Discord server. But anyways, like all the broken cards that we get, we want to first start by checking for short on the base voltage rails. So I have my multimeter in continuity mode. If I probe ground or something connected to ground, my multimeter beeps. So, we're going to start with the PCI Express slots. At the PCI Express slot, we can expect to find both 12 volts and 3.3 volts. The first 3 pins are 12 volts, and we're perfectly good. To check 3.3 volts, we start at this notch and we go 4 pins left. Again, perfectly good. So now we want to check 12 volts at both external A pins. We want to be checking after the fuse, so we can check this left fuse for the left A pin, and we're good. And we can check this right fuse for this right A pin. Again, perfectly fine. So now we want to go to resistance mode and check the rails generated by the card itself. To start with, we're going to check 5 volts, or at least one of the two 5 volt rails. So this is a 5 volt rail, by the way. And we have 30 kilo ohms and rising, definitely not short. Now, we want to check this 5 volt rail, which I think is about 800 from memory. Okay, in this case, 920, that's fine. Now we want to check 1.8 volts. 1.8 volts is over here. So this is typically in, this is actually has quite a bit of variation on these RTX 30 series cards. But in this case, we have 1.8 kilo ohms, which is perfectly fine. Now we want to check the PEX rail. Typically, this is in the, I'd say 4 to 8 ohm range. Or actually much higher, that's 11.4 ohms, that's actually pretty high, but that's perfectly fine as well. Okay, finally we want to check the memory. Since this card has Samsung memory, I expect to see about 20 ohms. Or 30. Again, higher than I expected, but perfectly nice. So, since the card is not short, let's plug it in and see if we're missing any voltage rails. Let's boot the card. So, as you can see, I'm not sure if you can notice, but the RGB does light up, you can see there. So the card's not detected. So let's just start with both 5 volt rails. Let's check the first 5 volt rail. Perfectly good. The other one, again, that's good. 1.8 volts, as expected. Let's see, V-core turns on next. 750, as it should be. And let's see, does the PEX turn on? It does not. Okay, let's see, do we have memory though? So we have the memory, okay. So as you can see, we have a problem with our PEX rail. So the PEX rail powers the PCI Express portion of the GPU responsible for making sure that the graphics card itself is detected by your motherboard. If this rail isn't powered on, the the graphics card will be in an idle state permanently. Anyways, so as for the actual damage itself, as for the repair attempt made by a technician, let me just show you what this looks like. So originally the card suffered physical damage over here. So let's see if I can zoom in. Okay, so I'm not sure how obvious it'll be on camera, but there's a veer over here. There's a veer over here. Now, unfortunately, what's happened is I think the owner or the original owner of this card, they accidentally severed a veer by physically damaging it. What I'm guessing when they were trying to change thermal pads, but then they either sold it or they sent it to a repair shop, where this repair shop then broke the veer even further, and now there's just a hole in the board where there used to be a copper trace. So I can't reconnect this, unfortunately. But before we get to that, if you don't know, the only component on the board that cannot be replaced is the board itself. So we might have to come up with a solution for this particular card. So as you saw, we have a missing veer. Now, unfortunately, because the veer goes into the board itself, I can't really connect this veer to the trace without drilling a hole in the board. Or at least I don't know of any methods, at least at this current time. So likely we're going to have to try to figure out something else that would work. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn the card on one more time. And we're going to measure voltage in, VCC, and enable to see if any of them are missing. And we're going to try to track down exactly which signal is damaged. Okay, so just to be clear, when I check VCC, I'll be checking this end of this resistor here. I'm not sure how visible it'll be on camera, but yep, this end here. When I check enable, I'll be checking this end of this resistor here, over here. And then finally, when I check voltage in, I'll be checking it at this larger resistor on the left over here on the bottom end. Okay, powering the card on. First, let's check voltage in. 2 volts. But on the other side of this 0 ohm resistor, we have 12 volts. Okay, we're done. We have our diagnosis. A basic 0 ohm resistor. Okay, so as you saw, I replaced that 0 ohm resistor that was previously dead. Let's boot the card and see if we have the PEX rail. And yep, there's 973 millivolts as expected. There's our bar splash screen. Okay, so as you saw, the card is now in a bootable state. So I should note that the problem with this particular repair is that it's not in spec, in a sense. So ideally, if we had the option, and by the way, we don't have the option, just in case it isn't clear, we would actually repair the veer on the back. So we would not jump, but rather we would wire it to a 12-volt source around here. But I've already checked. None of these pads, as far as I can tell, connect to the same 12-volt source, and I don't want to start bridging 12-volt power planes. So instead, what I've done, as you saw, is I've just used a much bigger current-capable resistor over here, and hopefully that'll last. Only time will tell, of course, but at the very least, it's a very straightforward diagnosis if it does die prematurely. But anyways, let's go ahead and put the card back together and see if it's fully functional. Okay, so as you can see, the card's running game. It's definitely one of the nicest 3070s I've ever seen. In fact, I dare say it's the nicest 3070, just in terms of aesthetics. But anyways, if you're wondering why the 0-ohm resistor died, despite being physically immaculate and on the other side of the board from the physical damage, I think I actually have an explanation. So if we look at my very, very bad diagram here. So anyways, as far as I can tell, I should note that I haven't seen this card in about 2 to 3 months. So, like you know, this video was recorded about 3 months ago, with this clip being recorded the day before the video was out. So, as far as I can tell, the buck converter for the PEX rail, it connects to the same 12-volt power source, but it does so through two different pads. You know, as far as I think the way it works on this buck converter is that the voltage in pads, they're I mean, while they are connected, there's technically two groups of voltage in pads. So one of them connects to the 12 volt, to this, again, 12 volts through, let's say, a veer, or the severed veer, and the other is through a 0-ohm resistor over here. Now, my understanding, or my guess, is that what happened is that when the trace got severed over here, the buck converter was forced to pull all of its current for voltage in through that 0-ohm resistor, and since it was now pulling more current than what the 0-ohm resistor was rated for, it's then also killed the 0-ohm resistor and by extension stopped the PEX rail from turning on. So as you can imagine, my solution, very simply, since I can't repair the trace up top, is just to use a bigger 0-ohm resistor. Well, maybe not like that, but you get the point. You know, to use a bigger 0-ohm resistor and pretty much just hope that it lasts, because like I said, like I may have said earlier in the video, the card is out of spec, and I do genuinely hope it lasts. But in either case, if my videos have helped you out, consider becoming a patron, links in the description, and hopefully you learned something and that I'll see you in the next one.